Hi everyone, it's Swungy Art and I just wanted to welcome you guys to my watercolor wheel video. And for those who have been here before, welcome back. And for the people that are new, welcome. So to start off, I just wanted to show you guys I had a list of my colors starting from Crimson Red Lake to white, and I'm following the Roy D. Biv spectrum. My watercolors are from the Essentials company and I just picked these up at Walmart. It's something that you can get, it's available anywhere. This Deep Well plastic palette I got from Hobby Lobby. I got it about 10 of them for $5 and they're really good for holding the colors and basically the water too. We have our graph and our color wheel, but I wanted to focus on the color wheel today, and it's labeled from Crimson Red Lake all the way to white. We have our other materials, which is our brushes, including flats, the fan, and the detail brush. And we're going to be starting off making sure that we have 2 cups of water. So this is our coloring. Basically, I will be just adding all of the colors starting from Crimson Red Lake until white into these deep dishes, or the deep wells that you can see. And since I only have 10 little circles or wells, I'm just using the top 10 colors that I have, and the middle part of it is going to be for the black and the white. But back to the waters, you have a clean water. This way you can always add water to your palette because it's a watercolor and it needs water. And you have another dish or a cup of water. This way you can clean your brushes before you add clean water. It's really not good to mix up your colors, and that happens usually when you add dirty water to it. So right now I'm taking about 1 dot from my paint tube and I'm just plopping it into one of the dishes. I already used my Crimson Red Lake, and next is Vermilion, and I'm just going to continue on with the different colors. There's also 4 layers to my color wheel, and the first layer is going to be pure pigment. The second layer is also going to be just the pigment with a little bit of water. Something I wanted to show you guys just for a reminder is when you're opening these tubes, you need to take the cap, which has a little pointing part, and you just stab it and prick your paint tube, and that's how you get your paint out. So again, I'm just placing that color back in so we can use it on our color wheel. And on the color wheel, the third layer is actually going to have 3 drops of water. Something I wanted to give you guys a tip on is that black and white are actually not colors. They're called tints, and that's usually how you get darker colors and you get lighter colors, is by adding white. So if you're ever experimenting, today I'm going to show you how to add white to these watercolors, but not really black. So I will show you that in the gradient video. But now we're going to be looking at our other materials, which is the fan brush, and this is a really crisp elongated brush, and it's by Protégé. I hope you guys can see that, but it is a Protégé, and I'm really using it just to wipe off my surface to make sure I don't have any dust or any pencil lead or anything that could interfere with the pigment showing through basically my paper. It's something that you guys can do. Sometimes people just use their hands, but I thought it'd be nice to use a brush today. And so I'm using my Lano Nickel Snow White number 4 flat brush. As you can see, it's also really crisp and basically used. I'm also using an angle brush for the smaller layers. So I'm going to start by dipping my flat brush into clean water and making sure that the brush and the bristles have soaked up some water. And this way I can just dip it into the Crimson Red Lake color and it'll be basically a straight pigment. I'll be then taking that and I'll be applying it to my watercolor wheel. I just want to give even brush strokes and make sure everything is the same. I don't want anything to show through, and I'm making it dark enough this way I'm able to see it, and basically so you guys can see it too. So as I drop the paint into each well, I want the water to be able to absorb the paint, and this is just really helping the paper to soak it in and just let everything, be visible for you guys. As we're moving on through each layer into the color wheel, I just wanted to show you guys the saturation of the color. So basically, as you're adding more water to your watercolor base, you are adding less saturation of the color. The color is being diluted, it's being mixed in, so there's less of that color and more water. And so the next layer that we're about to go on is actually going to have 1 drop of water added to the color that's already there. So before I had my pigments, but now as you can see, I'm adding 1 drop of color to each one, and of course not every drop is going to be accurate, but at least you get the idea that this is what the color will look like if there's just a little bit of water compared to less water or no water, considering that the water that you have from the first layer is basically just in your brush. And so this is very important, and you guys really want to do this when you're learning something new about your medium. Some people like watercolor, there's acrylic paints, there's oil paints, and sometimes there's even color pencils, and this is something that you guys can do just to know your basic colors, how they even mix, and you will learn more about that in my next video, which will be my color graph. But as you can see, I'm starting this second layer. And some reasons why I wanted to talk about why this is important is because, like I said already, you get to see how your medium works. With watercolor, you can see how it works with water. As you're adding water to the watercolors, you can see that it's making it more white. So as I'm adding this third layer in, on this color wheel, I'm adding 3 drops of water to each well, and that's going to dilute the color even more. But as I'm moving on to these through the watercolor paints, if you're doing something with acrylic paints, you can just add white instead. So add 1 drop of white, and that will be your second layer. Add 3 drops of white, that will be your third layer. And then when you come around to your 4th layer, you can just add a whole bunch of white, like 5 drops, for example, if that's how you want to go. But with this final layer, I wanted to do something different with watercolor. So I am actually going to pre-wet my surface, and this is a technique called wet on wet. So earlier we were doing wet on dry, which means your paper is dry, but your material, your medium, is already wet. But this time we're making our paper wet first, and then on top of that we're just going to take the watercolor that already had 3 drops of water added to it, and then we're going to take this little detail brush, we're going to dip it inside of our color and add it to our surface. Something about being an artist is just really getting to have fun with experimenting and painting. It's really part of being an artist. You get to use it on basic shapes. That helps you really focus on learning about your light sources and just being able to apply it to even flowers. Artists every day are using colors, well, except for people who are using just pencil, but really color is something that's really beautiful, and that's something you should embrace, something you should learn about, and I really hope you guys do that. We are wrapping up around the video, but I wanted to let you guys know that I'm super excited that you guys are joining me on this journey. I really wanted to show you guys watercolor and make a video about it because this is something I'm also myself relearning how to use the basics, and learning colors is something very important. So if you guys have any experiments and just really had a good time or had fun, please take pictures and tag me on Instagram at Swanghi Art, or even comment down below and just let me know how it was. Or if there's any questions, you guys can always ask me, and I'll definitely make sure to get back to you guys. Hopefully you guys get an idea on how to practice with watercolor, and even if this is not something you like, if you don't like watercolor, hopefully you guys can start practicing with different materials like acrylics. There's oil paints, like I said, color pencils, there's even watercolor pencils if that's something that you guys want to give a try. But as we're coming up, I just wanted to say thank you so much again for supporting me. I love you guys so much. Please tell me about your experiences and continue to create. If you guys liked the video, please give it a like. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. This is my watercolor video, and as you can see, next time there will be the watercolor graph video showing the different colors. I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.